And we're back. You probably can't hear me right now because Josh has definitely been playing a copyrighted song over the music. So that's my weird flute to try to cover it up. I think everyone should do their own today because it's a special day. Josh is back in town. The boys are back in town. That Josh should do his own intros to see how many he's actually remembered.
Okay.
All right. The South Bay Savant, right?
Oh, who are you though? I didn't say list them off. Come on, give us an intro, bro.
Oh, dude, Josh Palais. What can I say? That rhymes. Take me for that. The South Bay Savant, the Tennessee Kid, Lion King, the Italian Stallion. The Jewish Prince.
Nigga, you're not Moses. You can't be the...
They're self-acclaimed nicknames, bro.
Wait, when the fuck did the Tennessee Kid come in?
You know what?
When the fuck did the Tennessee Kid?
I'm gonna switch it to the cap and the hat who ain't got no Mac. Travis, go. Just go.
It's your boy T-Rav, skinny nigga, big cap. You know what I'm saying? T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, it's all good. Jack Sparrow's ugliest cousin. Yeah, we in the building. At least I'm not the fucking kid.
Josh loves Drake so much now. Drake calls himself the boy. Like Josh thinks he's the kid.
The toddler.
The toddler. God. Okay.
The Tennessee toddler. That's hard.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go.
I don't approve that.
How
I
far-
can't even do my intros. I can't do my intros. Go fuck yourself, bro.
Downtown Dunzo.
AKA Downtown Dunzo. AKA, hey, I've been knocking on the door, Prince T'Challa. Let a nigga in Wakanda. AKA Jeff Bezos. AKA the T.O. who's known to tiptoe around you hoes like I got turf toe. And yeah, let's go to the quick hitters. Fuck Josh today, bro.
That's one of the best intros yet. All right, here we go. How far are you willing to take rough sex? Be honest.
I feel like I feel like I stop at the electro shit. Like when people put like people put like the little things on their nipple.
You in that?
No, I stop. Like I stop before there.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Okay.
Like you could tie me up, I guess. Like I've been like half tied up before. Like I had the one arm, like just in case someone went haywire. But like I never had like the.
Get the beard.
Yeah. All right. If a girl tells you to choke her,
I'm choking her.
you're choking her?
Do you know how to choke?
I do know how to choke. Yes.
Somewhere in this.
You gotta hey fellas, you gotta leave the windpipe open.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like
it's a side press. It's not an actual like, and don't press down. Like you don't want to like this. It's
I like to do a little I like to do a little bit of both. Like I'm playing the game of it. Like so like. Maybe I'll start off with the side, but then if I start hitting the strokes really good, I'll start crushing the windpipe just a little bit, so it's like, oh yeah, like you feeling this, and then you ease off of it a little bit, So a little bit of both,
Okay, would you rather slap or choke?
I'd rather choke. I'm not trying to hit nobody, dog.
Because also there's like I saw.
I'll slap that ass hard though. You know what I'm saying?
But it's funny. Shout out to Tamara. She talked about it on the next question.
Sister podcast.
Sister podcast. RP.
I'm done.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Josh is recruiting as we speak in other states. But she was like, there's like a certain level where to slap. You can do it too soft, and then it's like, oh, now he's a bitch. Or you do it too hard, and it's like, what the fuck is going on back there?
Yeah.
But
manager.
No name drops. But I was watching the Rory and Maul podcast yesterday. So this is funny that we didn't talk about this before. But on there, they were talking about, it's funny how like delicate women are, but then you start choking them and these hoes become fucking scuba divers and they never need to come up for air. And this shit had me absolutely... God, I thought that was Miss Rita for a second.
I knew it was a man.
But like, yeah, so they said that it's funny you brought this up today because I heard that and I sent it to one of our homegirls and I was like, that's wild. Like, this is your style right here. This is how you get down. And she started fucking dying.
Like I said, I think there's a way to do it all. Like, even if you smack in the ass, like, I feel like there's a way you smack the ass in the beginning.
And
I have to kind of do it like a golf swing. Like, I'm not stabbing at the ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of hit it with
you got to go through
motion,
all the way through.
Exactly. More of a sting in the beginning, like a golf swing.
Like you're high-fiving the third base coach.
Exactly. Boom.
Yeah. It should have.
And then as it gets, maybe the stroke's not as good, so you stop it there. But maybe you start catching a real flow, and then it's like, yeah, I'm here, motherfucker, bang. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I've heard that.
Yes.
I've heard a female say this. Excuse me, before I heard a female say this, and they said on the other pod I was talking about too. If she tells you, like in the first couple strokages in missionary for the choke, do you think you're underperforming?
Ooh. Probably mentally, knowing me.
I've definitely heard a woman say, choke me, and she's told a story that the man was very much aware instantly on why he was told to choke. And I've never smashed a chick within the first couple and then been told to choke. So it's like maybe we'll spicing it up a little bit, possibly, or maybe after a couple, she's like, I thought he was gonna do. Yeah, I thought he has some sazon. Maybe he just wasn't as much seasoning as I like. Maybe you're doing other things well. Because like I was saying, I'm not a missionary guy. It's just not my shit. You know what I mean? I like the looking you in the eyes thing, but it's just I don't know. Okay. But like if the first couple, like first 1 to 3, like sexual encounter, she's already telling you to choke her. Either a freak and she knows exactly what she wants, or you might just be coming up a little short, my guy. I think personally, like,
leave a comment. Or what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I would. I thought I heard 2 things. So if she's telling me to do this the first time I fucked her, like 3 minutes in, yeah, most likely
That's how she gets down, right?
Like, yeah, no, I'm thinking I'm underperforming.
Really?
I
never thought about it like that.
I would think the opposite.
You're adding something to the performance.
Now, if this is the 3rd time I'm doing this or the 4th time I'm doing this, then maybe we're trying to move this along. Now that's more of a preference thing for her.
She might just be more comfortable enough to let you do that.
That's the way I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So if she tells me first time, fuck. If she tells me the 3rd time, let's continue.
And the male ego's fragile as is, so we just overthink things, honestly.
Okay. Team USA just won the gold medal. Kevin Durant had 29 points. Is he the greatest scorer in basketball history?
Arguable.
I think ability-wise,
yeah,
I think
talent-wise.
I'm gonna be honest. I still kind of hold Melo very, very high because I've just never not seen him score on any part of the floor. But like, it's kind of hard to argue with the 7-foot tall dude who does it. He did have me scared though, because if there's one thing we couldn't have done last night, was lose to fucking France.
Yeah, I can't lose to France.
If we lost to France, bro,
I know.
None of the world wars would have mattered.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have mattered. We would have been even.
Would have shipped back the Statue of Liberty.
Rudy Gobert, we never would have heard the end of it, right?
No. Rudy Gobert would have thought.
You know, Josh told me that.
Shit.
Hey, do you think Rudy Gobert's a better defensive player than Ben Wallace?
I said better basketball player.
No.
I said better basketball player.
But then you brought up his 3 defensive MVPs immediately.
He has 3 defensive players of the year.
And Ben Wallace has 4.
Rudy Gobert's not done playing.
They had the same amount of rebounds right now.
I'd take Ben Wallace over Rudy Gobert.
As an overall player, defense.
Just
overall player, Rudy Gobert's a better.
If I'm building my team, I'm taking Ben Wallace.
Okay, that's fair.
Same stats, and he'll fight somebody.
Fact.
Sounds like a win.
Have you ever used a pickup line?
Yeah, I've been on Tinder before.
What would you say? You from Tennessee? You're the only 10 I see.
Oh,
no, I think there's one like
thing right there.
Like there's one that's like the Burger King McDonald's. Like I play Burger King, you play McDonald's. You can have it. Let me have it my way, but by the end you'll be loving it. There's one like pretty that. Good. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
I like that.
There's all types of ones. I've tried to come up with my own. It's actually a lot harder than I thought it'd be.
Oh, I saw one on like the gram or like in a reel the other day. It was like this little kid, and he told like the waitress like touch his shirt, and he's like, "Yeah, you feel that?" He's like, "That's boyfriend material."
That's fucking
I was
hard.
like, "That's lit." And I'm like,
That's
I might
hard.
steal that one.
Yeah,
just like,
that one. Yeah, I've definitely used them before. But damn, this is some corny sauce I do, but I do this often, and it's worked in the past. If I don't know what to say at the moment, I'll put an asterisk and put. I just recently did this. It was like insert smooth line that throws shade at other niggas. Another asterisk.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really
like
good.
I've definitely got some like intro draws off that. Like
That's
I definitely
good. That's a good
because
one.
like sometimes you don't know what to say, but you know what you want to say.
Yeah.
So it's just like. Because then it buys you time. Because like then when she was like, she was like, we're waiting for the line. It gave me like another because she took her like a minute to respond back. It was in a DM.
That's great.
And it gave me like 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, we're good now. Like I thought of this actual line now, but yeah, in the moment I was just like, insert blah blah blah, and it worked pretty well.
Josh, I feel like you're a pickup line type of guy.
I'm not really.
Really?
I'm just like the hey.
Josh
with the hand.
Josh is Kobe Bryant, bro. Yeah. And by Kobe Bryant, you ever seen that video when LeBron's impersonating Kobe at the Olympics? Josh is definitely. She'll be with all her friends. Josh is pulling her out of her group. ISO. And the words of LeBron, that means get the fuck out the way. He's breaking the triangle.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm very anti pickup line. I feel like you should just be like yourself, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Like,
But you're not like a huge DM slider in that sense. So
No, I'm not.
yeah, so I think like I don't pick up line in real life. I think that's wild.
People do that.
I mean, and you know, sometimes it like
People do that.
I feel like this. If you if she mildly has an idea, like say you're in a friend group or something, and then you're isolated with just her, like you've done, like we all make the joke, like come here often, and like it could start something, you know. But you got to have somewhat of a rapport with her. But I think if you're known as like a quiet, nervous guy, and you get the balls to do something that dorky, sometimes you just got to know what goalpost you're hitting at. So it works. Like I've seen guys who are very like quiet, reserved, and then do say something corny, and the woman is just so taken aback because she knows he's quiet that she's like, oh.
It took a lot of balls to do that.
Yeah, like they respect it more. Where it's like, I'm loud. I can't get that off. I got to know where it is. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
That makes sense. What will our generation be remembered for?
Bunch of fuck shit. Tide Pods. Pandemic.
Yeah, probably the pandemic, honestly.
Our whole generation's going to be remembered for the pandemic.
Bro, well, think about this. We ain't gone to real war. I mean, we have war with niggas at all times, but we ain't gone to, we don't have
Trump's presidency.
Yeah.
What about like culturally?
Trump's presidency.
See?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's not good.
Storming the Capitol.
In my opinion, no, I think it's a fucking joke.
We'll be,
I don't think that like lies on us. It's like the older generation.
Known as, it is, but that's our shit though. We were in.
We're here.
We were the ones that uprooted him. Our generation.
Nah, but you can argue.
We got people to vote.
But here's the thing though. But we also. But like, and you know, but our generation also went out to vote for him the first time.
That's true. A lot of fucks did.
Yeah, so like,
not sorry. Actually,
but also, I think this is gonna be a bad term, but we'll call it the new age civil rights movement. I think will also be known for the second coming of it. You know what I mean?
True.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. But I'm just saying, I think we'll be known for it.
What about like the cancel culture stuff?
Is it a culture? We're gonna get to that later.
Just like what they call it.
I guess it'll be but that kind of goes with the whole like movement type shit. Like, yeah, we're gonna be known for. And I guess some people are going to see it as we got soft, so we started trying to regulate things, and then some people are going to see it as we opened up our minds to what like type of hate that we're spilling out without trying to do it. Our ignorance shows, you know, and so now we're going to try to fix that. But people see that as cancel culture and as being soft. So that's what
we're going to be a culture. I think Travis said right of fixing shit, and it's gonna he's right. It's gonna come out soft, but you got to think about we're trying to fix a whole bunch of shit like civil injustices, you know, gender rights. You know what I mean? Like pay wages in like office settings and shit like that.
It's not just race now. Now
it's everything. But I understand. But I think it's gonna look one of two ways because for every time we take a step forward, states like Texas say that you can't talk about slavery in school. You know what I mean? So so it's gonna be. We're gonna see. It's gonna be funny because, like I said, it's gonna be the nuance or like the new civil rights movement. But now it's more. When we say civil, most people think race. Civil is everybody. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna look back and we're gonna realize this shit's a way more 1950, 1960-ish than we thought it was. But then we're not gonna realize it till we're 50s in the way they depict it in these textbooks. And I think we're gonna realize it's a lot different. Like it's gonna be very parallel to what like my mom's a little older, so like what they went through at that time. You know what I mean?
And I just think it's not done. So like that portion of it, we're still very much in it. Like we're not close to getting out. So yeah, we still got a lot to know.
There's a lot to go.
Yeah, for our generation.
Do you wipe your ass over or under? You know what I'm saying?
Over or under? Like
in front or in back?
Oh,
I feel like first of all, always.
Depends on how it depends on how my hamstrings feel.
Yeah, because I'm more of like a leaner. You know, you lean, get the butt cheek up, do that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been in a confined space before though. Like I went to Guadalajara and the toilets are very small. I'm a very large man, you know. So like I didn't necessarily front it, but I kind of had to stand up to back it because it's kind of like shitting in the airport, in an airplane. You don't really have like. Yeah. I would never front it because like I don't want shit on my balls. I can't run that risk.
Yeah,
but like I would probably be lying if I said I've never tried it. But I know it's like a last resort. Like I must not be able to get my hand behind me
it's the
whatsoever.
Knuckleball, you know, it comes out about like 2 times out of 90 pitches.
And then the thing is, you see too much movement also with the knuckleball. You never know because then later you got to find out you got like a little dingleberry hanging on the back of your thigh, and that shit's weird. It's the knuckleball, bro.
Yeah. But
all right. Would you rather be verified on all social media accounts or make 6 figures?
6 figures.
What the fuck type of shit?
Because I can buy a verification.
There's a lot of people that'd rather be verified.
I can pay for a verification.
Can you?
The only thing though is that is there a possibility for me to make more money off of my viewings, like because I'm verified, or is that just something I'm looking into?
If you're verified, there's more options for everything.
Exactly, right?
I also believe this: if I make 6 figures doing something like this, I will have one. Yes, I can get verified, and 2, because most verifications for people who don't know, you send in an application, they're going to ask like
For me, qualify for it.
Yeah, for me it says blogger or something like that on our page. I just have to find like, or like, let's do better. Like when I was pretending to make music, all you have to do is like send in like notable sources. So like I have a couple of interviews in online magazines. I can just send the links to that, and if they're like good enough publications, I can get verified. We always talk about things on here. The ladies get mad at us. They say we're not transparent about things. Okay. So I have a question, because I feel like women ask this question. I feel like they have the right to, but I think there's a second question. When someone asks you, what do they bring to the table in regards to being in a relationship? Does that immediately negate the purpose of love? Like, are you now hindering who you can love because of what they may or may not bring to the table? Like, I get it. You don't want someone who's a bum not doing anything, but are we stopping love? Both sides, because men and women do normally ask this. And I think women have the right to ask this probably more than men, to be honest. What does it affect your ability to love somebody if you're constantly focused on what they bring to the table, or if off initially meeting them, that's still your first goal? Like, before personality, this guy could be the greatest guy ever, does tons of things in the community, but he works a minimum wage job. Great soul. But to her mind, he might not bring anything to the table. So is that fucked up?
Off top, when you were saying it, like my quick Travis answer, like just, yeah, I think it does hinder that in a sense.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't think. No, here's the thing though. It's not bad for that. Depending on the individual, that's not bad, because if that's what your idea of love is, if that's
I've never even thought of that, to be honest.
If that's what you want to go in for love, then that's your idea of love. But when it comes to the overall, idea of love that some people have, because not everyone has the same idea, like. If you really believe that, like, oh yeah, like it doesn't matter how much money, it doesn't matter what they do, then yeah, and for that person who has that type of ideal, then yes, that hinders that.
Josh,
I think your idea of love, like Travis says, God, it's such a hard question. But
I got a secondary question that's gonna fuck both of you guys up.
You need to love somebody for the person they are, not for what they do. But I think a lot of people think about the latter. They love people for what they do, not for who they are.
America.
And I don't think that is love to begin with.
And Trav brings up a good point about the marker. Is this also a social construct? Because marriage 100%. Has now become
100%.
Because marriage has become more of a agreement, like you're signing up to play for the
Texans. All for survival.
But I'm saying that's true. But I'm saying marriage has become such an. The actual marriage is archaic. Like the idea of like how, not saying marriage is archaic, but the idea that we have of, we're just holding this down now for the rest of forever, has, because marriage has changed into more of a legal contract. Like you get benefits on your taxes, niggas leave and you get to sue. Has that brought this to the forefront now? Like when, like now that the bag is a whole part of this now, like is this a whole thing? Like, because either I came with the bag or she came with the bag, and now I leave or she gets caught cheating and now I get spousal support as a man, and vice versa. I think that plays a huge part into the what do you bring to the table? Because if you fuck up, like if I love you and then you fuck up and I get nothing out of this 15, 20 years because you a broke ass nigga or you a broke bitch, what was the point of this now? You know what I mean?
I don't think people get into a relationship thinking that.
I believe it's in the back of people's mind nowadays.
Well, I know prenups and things of that nature, you think about it in the back of your mind, but do you really get in a relationship thinking I'm going to get this money if we split? Like you're not really in love.
I don't think it's money.
For you, that's not for your idea of love. That's good. See, for what I think it is now, I almost think it's a generational thing. So people before us, baby boomers,
people didn't get divorced.
All those people, exactly. Those are the people that like, yeah, we love
and
for
divorce
love,
rates are down right now.
And we stick
no matter what,
even if you. Yeah, it's wild.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. People get their ass beat and stay with the person.
Now that our 100%. Generation and the younger people are starting to become old, like, millennials are now in their late 20s to 30s and shit. Like, now we look at marriage and saw it and see what we're dealing with in society, and we're like, yo, to kind of make it out here, you need stability. Like, that love isn't gonna pay the bills or pay that mortgage or get you a house. Like, yeah. So I think our generation is starting to look at marriage and see, all right, like, does this person stable? What does this person bring to the table?
You get what I'm saying? Like, I thought about this.
So it hinders, but because I'm not gonna lie, unfortunately, it is in the back of my mind. I'm like, I don't want to be with someone that doesn't, in a sense, make money. I mean, you can make more money than me, you can make less money than me, but I do want you to be productive. And I was that piece of shit who wasn't productive. So I've seen both sides.
Well, hold on before trying, because it's funny you say this, because I believe it draws the line between like that self-awareness and then self-love. Because I believe there's two different things. And I believe your self-awareness can hinder your self-love. And vice versa. I think you can love yourself so much that you think too much of yourself and you're not fucking aware. And then you could also be a catch and not have enough self-love to have enough self-awareness to know that you're a catch. God. And I think both affect the way that you go into a relationship. Because if you feel like you ain't shit and then you never become shit, then it affects how you move, one, in the relationship, and two, the value that you think you bring to the relationship. Because back in the day, it was like, go outside, hunt some board, bring that shit back to your wife, knock her up. Niggas doing this for 150, 200, how many ever fucking years since fucking Mesopotamia. That was it. And that was love. He provides, she holds it down at home. And obviously roles have switched. So the value, your self-love has gone up. But I don't think people's self-awareness has gone up. Like, equality is a great thing. I think like the women who are asking this question should ask this question. What does he bring to the table? Because for years, niggas ask the same thing. Like, it is one of the flip-flops that should make sense. Now, the question is for men now, when they ask you this, don't be fucking offended. And two, are you self-aware to know enough? Like, I have enough love plus what I bring? Or and vice versa, do I bring enough that she'll just learn to love me? Because that's also the men think you can't buy. Yeah. I heard a great quote from Ted Lasso. This shit was fucking hilarious. He said, you can't buy love. And then the guy responded with, what's a better thing to spend money on? And I didn't have a fucking answer when he said this. I was sitting there like, well, you know what?
Richard?
I mean, I'd rather spend more time trying to buy love than buying anything else in life. Like,
what about fabricated love? Because Travis was talking about generational, like motives. What about like social media? Like, how many times do we know people that are doing all these cool trips, and I'm like, wow, you guys must be happy. We fucking hate each other.
Social media, as I've said in previous episodes, is the biggest fucking sham out there. You know?
But what do you think about the way social media affects relationships now? Like, that's not love.
I think it's hurt it. I think social media has hurt the over idea of love. Like, for overall, because
relationship goals are fucking fake.
Yeah.
If I see one more picture of a bitch holding a hand, like she's looking back and his hand's like at the bottom of the picture, and they put relationship goals.
Like I haven't seen
you bitches, your goal is to walk in the park, nigga.
I feel like I haven't seen as many of those, but yeah, I think social media overall has not done good for the mental of people for love.
Do you think it could do well? Like, I
think it could, but unfortunately, as human beings, that we're fucking envious, and that's what we do as human beings. We don't know how to control that, so that's what we're gonna do, which will therefore create problems.
Would you say then that insecurity in males have been at an all-time high because they're looking and viewing other relationships and saying, well, we got to do that?
I think I'm not that good. I think insecurity in men awareness has gone up because now, just as with the whole Me Too movement and all these different movements, as we were talking about previously,
our stock is plummeting. As it should. As
now I think people are starting to realize that, hey, men are just as fragile, if not more fragile in certain areas than women in
we're
others.
just not at the point where people give a fuck about men's emotions yet.
Exactly.
Because we cut off women for hundreds of years. It's kind of like, it's funny, I got an argument with a older white man that I'm cool with, not racist, but he said something to me as he said, wouldn't you want to hire the best person for the job? And I said, no, I'd probably hire a black person, depending on where they are, like in proximity to the best person for the job. He said, that's not right. Wouldn't you want the best person for the job? And I said, well, it's crazy that now you're telling me how to make the rules when you had the rules set for you. But now all of a sudden it's gotten even, and now it's the best person for the job. Whereas before it was, no, we're giving the white guy the job. And I think it's very similar with like the men and women thing. It's like, oh, forever we called women emotional and shit like this, and now they hear men's emotions and they're like, I really don't give a fuck about your emotions, bro, because you didn't give a fuck about mine for how long? And like, I want to argue with them, but it makes fucking sense. I can't sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up and know you're taking the L. Like we all suffer for the sins of our father, and the niggas before us were nasty, and we got to deal with this now. But back to the actual point of like Like what you bring to the table and everything like that. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
What do you bring to the table in love?
You think if somebody actually asks you the question, what do you bring to the table, like literally? Or you just think about mentally what you bring to the table? Yeah, I think it's a value
because I think you do an assessment. Everyone does an assessment. Like you look at a girl like, oh, great eyes, good looking.
Like a checklist.
Yeah. And it's like, is he broke? Does his shoes like, because I feel like happiness is a casualty of that question. Because truthfully, what someone brings to the table, if it's joy, jubilation, makes you feel good about yourself, the money should be second nature. As long as you're enjoying the person you're with. But society does have standards. And it's not even like Instagram. It's more of like, like Travis said, you have to pay bills. Like you have to do things. So it's like, that comes to it. But I would also say this, Trav, to counteract your Instagram thing. What about the couples? Because I feel like there are a lot like this. What if their joy from being from each other is getting off on other people getting off on them?
That's their foot fetish. That's their foot
But because it's like this. I feel like there's a lot of couples who like, we say like, oh, they hate each other when they're on vacation, unless they're on vacation. But maybe that's their fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's like when they enjoy each other the most. It's not that they don't like each other at home. They both just don't like being home.
And I think
that's where the fights come from. But when they go on vacation and they can live that lifestyle, I don't know if that's a facade. Maybe they just honestly enjoy each other more in Turks, which is why they're always in Tulum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
There are relationships that have, and glad that you brought that up, because obviously there are going to be relationships that do prosper from social media. Like they like to have their joint accounts, or they like to, it's their way of memorabilia, like stuff like that. Like of course there are going to be.
It helps them both bring something to the table.
Of course, like that's going to be a thing too. But I just think, like I said, I'm standing on my overall. I don't think it's a good thing.
It's not sustainable. Right?
No, I don't think we can say that because we haven't lived in it long enough to say that.
Yeah, well, it's to be seen.
Like
but
Instagram
if anything, the divorce rate keeps getting higher.
No,
and higher.
the divorce rate has gone down.
What is it at 50% now?
No, I think it was at 50
It's high, bro.
We'll look at this right now. I believe the divorce rate right now is 47.
It's pretty fucking high.
But it was 50 something before. But I think what the difference is now is more people are actually having kids before they get married. So they have established a whole family and then they get married. So you're already living in this. Like you're not just marrying someone and then realizing she's a bad mom or a bad wife or something like this. You've got her pregnant. You guys have been dating. You got her pregnant 2 years into your relationship. And then year 5, you propose. Year 6, you get married. And you've already been living this family lifestyle, as opposed to before we were told that's not how to do it. And divorce rate was high because you didn't know that Malcolm actually beats your ass when he comes home drunk because you never got to live with him. You couldn't do these type of things. You know what I mean? Let's see here. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the divorce rate has lowered.
Having kids before marriage. I just want to let that be clear. Let's
make
that very clear.
New life.
Let's see.
Divorce rate, guys. Where we going?
It says it's somewhere between 40 and 50%. And if I wasn't mistaken before, when we were younger, let's look up divorce rate in
it's so fucking high.
1990s?
Fuck.
Let's say 2010.
I was like 18.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago.
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know
you said when we're kids.
Oh, yeah, let's see. God, that fucking...
That's crazy, though. Divorce rate being that high, but it's not at the same time. I feel like as you get older, like, you know, like I was talking to someone about this not the other day, but a while back. Like,
the 1980s had the highest divorce rate.
Sounds about right.
So... And you know what I mean? So like we've gone down since then, technically.
I feel like when you were a kid,
I feel like there was a lot of, but you got to think about it, bro. The thing about how dating was, you meet her dad, you take her out a few times. If she goes off to school, unless you guys leave the state, you might live with her. But most people weren't living together before they got married. It was just taboo. It wasn't a thing. So then you come into this house, you see how he is as a father. Like think about it. Every time you dated someone, for the most part, you saw the best part of them. So we're here, the vaccine and COVID, the Delta variant out here. It's a very hot topic. We've been arguing for probably the last 30 minutes about this. So I'm just going to state my stance on this. I'm going to let Travis get in his bag and we'll argue for the next how many minutes. My thing is like this. I am vaxxed up shoddy. I was the first nigga on the pod vax. I got my young boy vaxxed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like my thing is like this. I get I don't want to get vaccinated. Like as someone I was vaxxed early. You know what I mean? I took the Johnson & Johnson. I took a big risk. You know what I mean? I took the one niggas didn't even know about. I just feel like this. And you can make this political. I really don't think this is a political thing. To be 100% honest with you, I view it's like this. If restaurants want to open back up and they don't feel safe with people without vaccines, that's no different than no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I also believe that you have the right to say, I don't know if I trust this. Because here's the thing. Everyone's talking about the argument that maybe possibly the Delta variant is comes off because the initial virus is so strong that it was able to fight through the vaccine. I don't think this is technically should be labeled as a vaccine. I think that's also an issue. I think it should be probably an immune booster. Because technically, if it's not stopping people from getting it,
But that's what a vaccine is.
Yeah, but the levels, because people are now getting the variation of it.
That's what a vaccine is.
But because people are getting a variation of it, it's like we've never seen the flu mutate into a new.
We have.
No, that summer.
Not so much that summer.
Okay, but
the
that
flu
we're talking
has mutated.
No, but like the next year,
mutate.
you get by the time the flu mutated, we had a new
We had the fucking swine flu.
But we had
the flu and the swine flu.
I'm talking about a regular flu, Travis. I'm saying like this. So okay, and also is like. Fuck, you made me forget my whole fucking plan with that fucking outburst. The problem is, I think, what people have with trusting, because there's been a lot of government issues with medical things lately. I think the issues we have now is when swine flu first came and they were telling us it was deadly, and you got to think about this, perception is everything. So a lot of people, once you tell them something and then you go back on your word, it's really hard, especially from big government, from big pharma, to trust them. That's a whole thing. We come from a generation of people who don't go to the doctor because they've been lied to and switched up so many times. The point of reference is this. Yes, we have a daily flu shot, but we haven't had something like this crazy since swine flu wasn't like this. H1N1 wasn't like this. You know what I mean?
Nothing was like
the Spanish flu was basically the
Zika virus?
No, that was a virus. That's a little because those are carriers too. Like those can be like processed through bugs and shit. But I think the difference is like this. I think people don't trust the vaccine because I think about this. One, the black community does not trust the government. Look up the Tuskegee experiments, and that's understandable. We come from a generation of older black folks who do not fuck with that because they gave niggas syphilis just to make us guinea pigs. And if you over the age of 50, I respect you not getting it because you know for a fact what that does to the community. Secondly, I think it's like this. If we had like a virus in the 1990s, right, and it was this big, and then the vaccine worked and we saw it work, we now have a point of reference. We would have something, but when you just have the regular flu shot and the niggas still get sick from the flu, and then the initial report was this isn't even as deadly as the flu, you and then you backtrack, and then every day something new comes out and then something gets taken away, and every other news outlet's telling you different things. It gives people anxiety to the point it's like this. Maybe I should just trust my body because I can't trust who's actually giving me information. If every day something changes, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, you don't respect this. No, it's just like this. How can I trust anybody? The statistics are being swayed both ways. And I'm someone, like I said, I got the vaccine early. My mom's diabetic. I made a point and made her feel more comfortable. I wasn't a vax. I didn't want to get it, but it made her feel more comfortable. And I fuck with my mom enough to do that. If you live by yourself and there's not an older elderly person around you or something like that, and there's not someone at risk, I completely understand not wanting, because we don't have a point of reference. We haven't seen this type of shit happen. The government hasn't had to mass produce a vaccine in a 6-month span. Keep in mind, it's just 6 months. We've never seen this. So how can I trust that you niggas know what you're doing when you ain't never done this before?
What are you saying, John?
Don't we trust other vaccines like the polio vaccine, chickenpox, different things we've gotten over the years?
But think about but here's the thing. And obviously, to Travis's point, like, science has adapted and gone like lengths, you know what I mean, in the last couple of years. But the difference is like this. I think it goes back to the point of referencing. If it's new, but technology's new, the playing field's even. Polio, it took them years to get that. Polio like devastated communities for years. It was a horrible like disease, and it took them years. My thing's like this. Yeah, in theory, like to your point of logic, in theory it should be, oh, the numbers say that we should have the technology to do this. But that doesn't prove to me that we actually have the technology to do this because we haven't seen it done. Seeing is believing for a lot of people. So if I haven't seen it be done, I can't trust it's gonna be done.
Okay, but you're running the risk of we don't know if it's gonna work, or I'm hurting the person I love, like my mother.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what but I'm not gonna judge someone. Like, if you're from Oklahoma and you live out here and you only have a couple of friends and you don't want to get vaxxed up and you're working from home, which sounds like a lot of what ifs, but that is a lot of people. Like, literally, I've met so many people who have moved to San Diego during the quarantine and things like that, and they really don't have anyone out here and they're not getting vaxxed up. I can understand it because also it's just the idea of something just man-made going in your body is crazy. Like saying that out loud.
I just think, and like I said, I was saying earlier, I had to come to a realization that if I'm going to be pro-choice when it comes to women, I got to be pro, you can do whatever you want with your body. Like I did come to that realization. That is very true. It's just, for me, there's just nothing like, I know, like I was telling them earlier too, these conspiracy theories that like they're putting 5G or they're trying to track you or some shit like that.
No, we have the chip. We have the chip.
It's just if you get it, what's the harm of getting the vaccine? And then like obviously the numbers show that if you get the vaccine, you're way more, because that's what a vaccine is. It's not supposed to stop you from getting something. There's nothing out there that really does that. So it's supposed to help you. So when you do get it, if you unfortunately get it, you're not going to go to the ICU or be hospitalized like we were seeing at record rates. Like that's the whole issue there. So but then something you were talking about earlier before we just started it. I was gonna say is that okay? So if we want to do this whole thing where people don't want to get vaccinated, fine. Well, then don't bitch and moan when COVID rates are still going up, and then we're telling you to wear a mask and do this and do that. Like,
that's valid.
Then don't get mad about that. Then because
valid.
unfortunately, as we've seen, when you get vaccinated, the number go down. If we don't, the numbers go up. Over 99% of the people who are getting COVID right now are because they're not vaccinated, or especially the hospitalized ones. I don't know if it's everyone who's getting COVID, actually. That's probably not true. But the people who are being hospitalized, overwhelmingly, it's because they're not vaccinated. So if they're going to keep putting restrictions on us, then don't bitch and moan about it. And I'm not going to lie. Do I want to wear a mask? Fuck no. Have I been wearing a mask in close quarters? Some places not. That is my choice. So, I mean, I feel it. It's just that when things come out of this, don't bitch and moan about it. Deal with it. And I think that something you said about private organizations and stuff like that. So then if that's the case, if a Trader Joe's or a Petco Park or the NFL says, we want you to be vaccinated.
Let me get backstory.
No,
you gotta get backstory. We have an audience, nigga. You gotta give them backstory.
I thought you were trying to cut me off.
No, I'm trying to give context.
Go ahead.
CNN is now firing staff that refuse to get vaccinated, which is what started this conversation. This is what Travis is leading into. This is the whole point of it. Is it right to do this if it's something that when I sign my medical, when you sign the waivers, you sign the NDA, you sign all this other shit when you work for a job like CNN. And I'll say this, like I had tickets for the Laker game, right? I had insurance on my tickets before the quarantine. When I called my insurance company to get my money back for my tickets, you know what they said? You weren't covered by a pandemic. But I had insurance for anything else that would have happened. No, but let me finish. So my question,
you said like give some context,
and I'm giving the context. I'm not done.
I knew that was going to happen. We're going to continue.
No. All right. No, what I'm saying is when CNN now, when you signed all those forms, the reason why I brought up the insurance thing, you signed all those forms. You never said I could get fired for not taking a vaccine, and that is what I'm asking. Is it right that when I signed all this paperwork acknowledging all the morality clauses and all these other things on these big companies, and now NFL is different because you sign something that says guidelines. CNN they don't have medical guidelines to work there. That's not a thing that was there. So is it right now to fire someone at a big company when you never told me if I didn't take the flu pill or the flu shot or something like that before to get that now I'm fired? That's what the context.
Due to that, yes. I think that private companies and those type of companies have the right to do that because now you're affecting others. That's the whole point about it. Now it's not just about you. It is about other people, whether you go into an office and all that stuff. If you are affecting other people and putting other people at risk for something that we've seen over 600,000 people die for, then they have the right to tell you that. And I saw something about the NFL about, it's dumb that they're telling them to get vaccinated and they should have the right. Something I didn't even think about of a business aspect of the NFL. When they don't play, they're losing money. It's a business. They're losing money if they don't play. So if they have to forfeit a game because of that, well, then that's just not good for the NFL. That's not a good thing. So they should have the right to do that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I 100% agree with your CNN point. I thought this NFL stance was you have the right to do whatever you want, but if you do get the virus and you cost us money, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Which I think is the best approach.
And the NFL is also full of shit too. Travis, if we cancel games or move games because they just now started making niggas forfeit. We played last year, niggas playing games on Wednesdays. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I believe that the money thing is also a cop-out because, and Tom Brady, called them out on this. How is it that we had no stands last year? Mm-hmm. Nobody in the stands. You know, so just to the money point, not the Corona thing, but just to the money point. But the average NFL team, you know how much what they went up in revenue? Like the value of the team went up in this offseason? 14%.
Because if you got
a 14% raise right now, my nigga, what would that do for you?
That'd be lit.
So my thing is like this. Like you have all right, and I also believe this. Like you never, like me and you argue constantly, and I tell you all the time, Travis, you can argue the right thing the wrong way.
Yeah.
I think the NFL is arguing the right thing the wrong way. Because you can't tell me, oh, you're losing me money, and niggas got 14% way more money than they had last year. Because here's the thing. If no fans matter, and I didn't need to get vaccinated last year, and we could do all this, and you were still getting paid, don't bother me, my nigga.
But now we have more information, so now we can stop that
But
BS.
if the bottom line is revenue, and we know the NFL, the bottom line is revenue.
Yeah.
And as fucked up as it is,
the reason they changed their approach is because the games were played last year. That's why they made the money.
But it was trash, and they weren't putting out a good. They weren't putting out a good product.
They put out a 14% uprise of good product. Hey, because here's the thing, bro. As long as the sun rises, niggas gonna watch football, bro. They try to even act like the Colin Kaepernick thing brought down ratings, bro. It might have brought down ratings for Fox. You know what didn't drop? Not one of them NFL entities lost money because of that shit. So at the end of the day, bro, if we talking TV rights, NFL just signed a $9 billion or $900 billion deal with Amazon.
NFL is the smartest organization in all of America. Bro, they always will be. They just continue to make the most money.
Smartest organization, worst PA I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yeah, but they're in the business of making money and they fucking do it.
See, and that's my thing is like this. At the end of, like, they're arguing the right thing the wrong way. They're trying to present this as if it's about the players and about actually,
it's
like,
not.
No, it's about money. But here's the thing. If it's really about money, then none of this vaccine shit matters because you've made 14 more fucking percent. Dude, that is, I don't think you understand. When we're talking billions of dollars, that's a lot of fucking.
I think that there's more. I think the reason why it grew is because we don't have it. We can't go out there. So what's the only so instead of spending money on tickets, we're going to spend money on merchandise. Well, now that
that's less overhead for them.
Now that we opened up, it's like
that's why they made more money.
So exactly.
That's my point.
So now they made all this money, and now it's like, all right, we're hungry as fuck to get the fuck out of here and stop being in our houses and go to events. You don't think that this year, and when they open it up, they're about to see another 14% increase because we do have fans and they do have the capability to do that? They have more to work with. So now they're probably going to make more fucking money.
And guess why they're going to make more money? Because people are going to the games because they're not going to forfeit.
We have a top 5 list of ways to know she's promiscuous.
A thought.
Hoish. Loose.
Wow, I always hated that word.
Giving it up.
Lady.
So we have an audience entry from a female. Do not fucking start with me. On top 5 signs or quotes to let you know.
Let's go with the home run hitter. The one that we all know. The one that we all said in the beginning.
Which one?
The often.
Oh.
The classic. The classic PB. Maverick's backyard.
She might be a hoe. I think that's how we should all start this because we have a fuckboy list. So I think we're gonna start everyone with she might be a hoe or he might be a fuckboy.
Okay.
And to be honest with you guys, this has levels. There's the Bora Bora chick. There's the Dubai getting shit on her chest chick.
Good God.
It's the truth.
Lord.
We know women who do both. I'm gonna let you know. I know.
Okay.
We know women who do both. If she's a jet setter or world traveler in her bio, has the airplane, has about 4 cities with the airplane in between, but is a hostess at a Chili's. And just so you know, if it's not a Chili's, remember, boys and girls, Applebee's has rats.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, no way you're gonna say this. Applebee's has rats.
Yeah, if she does that, if her income is minimum, but her lifestyle is extravagant. Either her daddy just loves her enough that she needs to get a job and pay her car note, or she's sucking dick for an E300.
You ever seen Wario clap from Super Smash Brothers? That's what's happening.
Let's go.
That's what's happening in the ATL when she's fucking visiting or fucking Bora Bora. She goes to Hawaii. It's not what you think.
I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna do a fuckboy one right now.
That's not the only pina colada she's drinking that night, if you know what I'm saying.
He might be. This is number 5 because this is a loose one, but I think it's valid when we think about how many men the older we get have done this.
Okay.
He might be a toxic fuckboy, not the regular fuckboy.
Okay.
If you guys get in a fight you do something post-relationship. You know, you might not even be together really. And he called your mom. Some people are trying to look around like they don't know what I'm talking about.
I did that. I don't know these people. Do I know of people?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
It is a regular play to break up. She gets a new dude. He might see her out. He might get wind from her friend's Snapchat that she's twerking on some nigga in the club.
Damn.
And it's a regular, you know your daughter's out here hoeing.
Throwing ass.
I'm going to let you know, the bottomest of tier of nigga in the world.
That's bad.
Like it goes, enjoys cheddar cheese as a top cheese.
Good
That
God.
guy.
Josh, is that you?
I don't think Josh is top cheese. It's not his top cheese. No.
Looks like a provolone type of guy.
No. Yeah, anything that has no spice.
Romano.
Okay.
Off topic, sorry.
Do you have one for the fuck girl?
For
Or
the
excuse me, she might be a hoe.
I got the she might be a hoe because that's the bomb I was talking
Yeah.
about. Josh has probably heard this only 30 minutes outside his house, but he's heard it at least.
Is this a
50
classic?
times.
Is this a classic?
This is the classic. It's the classic.
Is this the Parent Trap?
This is
the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, no, this is the classic. I know 100%. I'm fucking tonight. Like, you know, she might even suck my balls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she says, oh, I don't do this too often.
Or usually.
No, I like the often. I like that I don't do this too often.
No, because too often is too transparent. The often means that you apply this happens. The usually sounds
I
a
like
little.
that mystery. I like that
But
mystery.
that doesn't make her a hoe. That makes her
No, it makes her a hoe. I still think because usually and often to me means the same shit. Usually means you know, maybe every other month you're doing this. You know, I say often or not that often. It's like okay, maybe you're a once or two weeker. Like you know. But if she tells,
I feel like it's the exact opposite definition. To be honest with you.
But if she tells you usually, often, summertime, blue moon, you know, it doesn't matter. She's sucking your balls that night. You're good. I mean, you know, it's good stuff. She's a hoe. Everyone's just like. You heard
He
from me?
might be no.
Sorry.
I'm a prize. I lie. I'm the one who says this. I don't. Yeah, I'm the captain now.
Okay.
He might be a fuckboy. He might be a fuckboy. This is just. I just feel like I'm outing my people.
Go ahead, out him.
I feel like he might be a fuckboy.
Out Christian.
If you know he's the brokest friend, but he's in bottle service every weekend.
Oh, God.
I have been this guy. It
I was
was
about
a
to
low.
say.
I don't want to talk about it
I love you had self-awareness though. Good
because he has to provide. Because that guy is actually the opposite of where the hoe's at.
that guy's a finesse king.
That nigga actually, the thing he brings
Finesse.
is the hose. He is so connected. He knows everybody everywhere. But he left the house with just enough money to Uber there and Uber back.
6573.
If you ask his friends what he does, and then you realize none of them know what his job is,
Fuck.
it's because that nigga ain't got one.
That's true.
If every club promoter knows him, and then he gets to the club and he doesn't pay for a drink.
That's wild.
He's waiting for his homie. Like the nigga who shows
Hey,
up
yo, I
and
know a
has
nigga.
drink tickets already in his pocket.
What's that shit? That nigga got food stamps for bottle service.
This nigga got the wick of bottle service.
This nigga pull it like it's a Delmar Fair. Hey, y'all got 10 tickets.
Nigga got the EBT of bottle
Hey, I've been
service.
saving up. I got 40 tickets. Bring me down who? What a fucking bum.
I'd like to say this is actually the brokest I've been in my life, but now that I think about it, I've been broker with a job, and because when I was that guy, that's
Joe
it.
used to be that nigga, bro. But hey, that's what's
But
fun.
you know-
As a friend of that nigga, and we had something to do every week. It was just, you know.
Because you know what the finesse is? I'm giving you guys access to a lifestyle you'll never live.
Hey.
And it's going to be discounted because of me. I'm not paying for this. You niggas are paying for your cut because I was going to get here regardless. Enjoy.
God, that's so fucking good.
And for the record, when I was this lowest in my lifestyle, Travis was also just as broke as I was.
And trust me though.
And when I was paying, I was usually paying for both of them.
Yeah, no, fact. And I was about to put it for the record. Zoe has had me so many times in my life when I was the broke nigga who showed up to that. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I've gotten Zoe numerous of times because hey, he's been that nigga, and it's been 12:30, and he was like, hey, yo, I just got this bottle of champagne. Like, give me about 15 more bucks. Like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I've been, hey, yo, I ain't gonna eat today. I can't afford this meal.
I'm gonna let y'all know I drank champagne at 12:30 and had to have a bologna sandwich at 4:30 the next day.
No mustard,
no mayo.
Oh God.
Wonder Bread, and by Wonder Bread, I was wondering when my money was gonna come back in.
That's good stuff.
This one I don't think is valid. This was submitted by the female who gave us this list. But I think there is an expansion pack of this from Travis.
Okay. Yeah.
She writes, and I quote,
the battle pass
if she listens to Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion religiously. And I like to say this. We talked about this. Certain songs in certain environments make men turn up. Now, the regularity of these songs could be up for debate. But also, and the reason why I don't get this, niggas listen to gangster rap and they never shot a gun before. So, I try not to give it too much. You know what I mean? Niggas love Freddie Gibbs and they ain't never seen a block of soap. And if you don't even know what I mean by a block of soap, I'm talking to you.
This is not done for men.
Yes. But the reason why I say there's an expansion pack here like Pokemon, it depends on what her Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, the Vicky Mendoza, the Cardi B to Meg Thee Stallion may be here, but the whole level is adjusted by the amount of A's and woos that are there. You can listen to this much Meg Thee Stallion if you only woo that much. But if you woo this much and listen to only that much Meg Thee Stallion, don't know what you're doing. But if you listen to that much Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B and you woo so high that it's off camera frame that you can't see, we got to talk about it.
I got a question. I just thought of this right now. I got a question about thoughtness. If she, so we all seen girls twerk, right? And it's good. It's fabulous. If she has to bend over to twerk and twerk good, compared to the girl, you ever seen a girl who just knows how to like sit there and kind of like
leg straight
and like
it's more of a jiggle.
It's more of a jiggle, but that takes skill, and it's fire. It's almost it's more skillful than having to bend over, because when you fully bend over, hands out, maybe hands on the knees, there's support here. There's a lot more movement. Things can happen. What does that say about her host status?
I don't think that says anything about the host status, because my thing is like this. Okay. You could just be good at sex and only slept with 5 niggas. So you know how to twerk. And also to you, what you're saying is, I think that's the argument between ass and butt meat.
I love that you opened my third eye to butt meat.
Butt meat.
I never knew what the word was for butt meat. But ever since you said it, I seize it.
She might not have ass. She might have a long ass.
It may not be perky.
It may not be the roundest. She may just have hips with
the
something.
Hips, and then when you just like poke it and a little ooh.
Because here's my thing. My thing is like this: the butt meat chick can wiggle. The chick with the thumper, she gotta get in a defensive stance, my nigga. Because here's the thing: when she's moving, it will fuck up a whole nigga's day. Yeah. That's real weight going up and down. You gotta be sturdy. You can't give a little half shake on that. Don't let her work out and have the yams. That jiggle ain't gonna do nothing. Them buns is solid, my nigga. So that little wiggle ain't for her.
You know why I like the ass meat, if I may? Because you kind of get to grip it.
Yeah, there's good.
It's
more malleable.
Like for the bull in the saddle, you kind of.
I'm so glad they're gonna cancel Travis and stuff.
You need to grip it. Hold on, buddy.
About the fuckboy list we got.
Okay, he might be a fuckboy. Because this is a lie. We've all said it. Okay. And we've all meant it, but we've also lied when we said it.
I love you.
No. Time out. If she says it first, it's not a lie. That's just,
No, I thought it was
I give the energy I get. You know what I mean? My thing is like this. And this can be a lie. It is a lie, but we've also told the truth when we said this. I don't even know her. Followed by whatever was the secondary lie. I didn't follow her. Who is that? Oh, that's so-and-so's friend. I don't even know her is a lie. For the most part, anytime I don't even know her.
I knew her.
I knew her. Or what's worse is I don't even remember her from the way you're bringing her to my attention. Look, now if I see her in the club setting again in 2 weeks, I'll remember from the last time I saw her in the club. But when you show me her Instagram or a video and you're like, who is this bitch? I don't remember. I was at Flux. There was a smorgasbord. I don't remember who the fuck this is.
Yeah.
But at the time, it's the truth. But in all actuality, it's a lie. You do know her.
I've lied about
You
this
were
one.
gripping her ass like it was a V8 engine and you were off-roading.
Damn.
Y'all were swinging. They played Becky for the 15th time, back to back to back to back to
God,
back
play
to back.
that back in the club,
Yeah,
please.
followed by No Hands.
Oh, please
yes,
bring
we're
that one
washed.
back,
We're
too.
washed. We're
Jesus.
washed. We're washed. You know, but yeah, anytime a nigga says I don't even know her or why you tripping off that bitch, a top 5. This might be a second one. Why you tripping off that bitch is wild.
If I may expand on that real quickly, I love that one because I feel like I'm definitely guilty of this one because when you say that, to me that implies that there is a bitch to trip over. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, you just haven't caught me with no.
Exactly.
You haven't caught. You're tripping off her. Oh, you haven't even seen the one I'm actually.
When
You
they
don't know
say
the
that,
one I
you're
actually
not
like.
tripping- Oh, you're tripping off her. That means that there's someone else that you need to be tripping off of.
Like, oh, you think you caught me? Oh, I didn't even fucked her. The one you really gonna be mad about, I stopped talking to you 2 weeks
girl,
ago.
she first with me. Now her, different story. You know what I'm saying? That's the one.
No, I had another. He might be a fuck boy. God, what was it?
I had the major fuckboy, even though I kind of said it when you were saying it. He is a fuckboy if he says I love you to keep you. If you're arguing and you
I gotta double down. I gotta double down.
He pulls out the fucking last thing out the bag. Exactly.
Oh, bro, that's not. That's not the last.
Beckham.
No, bro.
I love you.
No.
That's bad.
No. That might be the Odell Beckham. But you know what the Julian Edelman is off the floor?
Off the fingertips.
And we're gonna act, this might be another one we're gonna act like we act like niggas don't say, but we know this. It's a double. It's fine, just leave me like everybody else in my life did. Followed by I'll kill myself. I know suicide's not a joke, but we all know the guy. You know your friend who's the I'll kill myself guy.
We've heard them.
Bro, that is
It's hot in this joint.
And to close out the show, I am the Dusty Dynamo, Hef Bezos himself, aka Zeus Shiesty, and with me as always.
What's your favorite light skin? AKA Trake, AKA Puffin, Ski Nigga Big Trav. All that good stuff.
And you know, the South Bay Savant, the Walk on Wizards with us. And we'll share these kind words on the way out. Remember, folks, you can be right and argue it the wrong way.